Laura, in our Vote 2016 coverage, the presidential candidates looking to win their party's nomination focusing on South Carolina right now. The Republican primary there is tomorrow, the Democratic one a week later. Right now, all eyes are on the polls, but those polls don't always get it right. News 8's Ken Pierce live in our New Haven newsroom this morning with the challenges those pollsters face. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning to you, Keith. And technology is making it harder to get people to answer questions on the phone these days. That's because our phones used to look like this. Now they look like this. An estimated 50% of voters don't have a landline telephone anymore, and people who only use cell phones are far less likely to answer an unknown out-of-state call and less likely to finish taking a survey if they do answer. They may be busy working, driving, doing anything on that cell phone. You can't ignore cell phone-only users because they're younger and more liberal. You can't rely on internet polling because that only measures people who click on and want to be a part of a poll, and that's not scientific. All this makes it harder to get accurate results these days. Case in point, if you remember the day of the Iowa caucuses, QU said Trump would beat Cruz by 7 points. Instead, Cruz beat Trump by 3, so the poll was off by 10 points. The poll director says Iowa is just tough to call.
It's a very low turnout, so trying to predict who's going to turn out is very hard. And in particular in this race, Ted Cruz had a very strong ground operation that really was undetected by the polls.
By that, he means Cruz had people on the ground convincing people to go to their caucuses. Few other states vote in caucuses, so polls should be more accurate from here. Right now, Quinnipiac and most other polls have Trump winning big in South Carolina, maybe by as much as 20 points. The Democrats don't vote in South Carolina for another week, but Clinton seems to have a strong lead there. However, nationally, she's in a virtual tie with Sanders, and we are curious, would you answer the phone for a pollster? We've got our own poll going right now on WTNH.com asking just that. However, if you're answering that poll, you're probably more likely to talk to pollsters anyway. I'm Ken Pierce in the newsroom. Over to Gil with more on that conundrum.